doing that at that time of the morning. Happy times. It's cold, isn't it, eh? No offence. Now look, we're nearly there, ladies and germs. I'll tell you what, this man, I remember, you know when you remember things like when JFK was shot? Well, obviously not, I was a bit young. But I remember when this man got his first Academy Award, and so proud to see an Australian of this calibre be there in that crazy LA world getting it. He's an extraordinary performer, and as I said, he didn't go to the VCA, but he's here because he cares. Please welcome, and we're delighted that he's here today in the rain, Mr. Geoffrey Rush.
I was just standing at the urinal and I read a printed email from head office claiming that I was one of the members of the arts community propagating misinformation. I'll leave that for you to judge. Yes, I went online and experimented with this. If you tweak the Australian Institute of Sport mission statement and replace the acronym AIS with VCA and the words athlete and sports with artist and arts, this is what you get. The VCA is Australia's premier arts training institute, internationally acknowledged as a world's best practice model for high-performance artist development. At the VCA, our passion for art is inspired by our passion for life. Join the nation's elite artists in an environment that reflects Australia's commitment to art and our ongoing pursuit of excellence. You are sure to be inspired and discover the champion within. Doesn't that sound fabulous? Australia does it so beautifully and unashamedly and automatically with sport. The sense of team history, moments of play, the sly idiosyncrasies, that intriguing level of public engagement, the celebration and relish of virtuosity and skill. And I'm sure at the AIS, the frequency of shot putters equals that of puppeteers. So if the proposed Melbourne model also identifies with such an ideal, why are we all here this morning? One of the frequently asked questions I get from high schoolers who've been bitten by the acting bug. You know, they've either been in Bye Bye Birdie in year 11, or a Bell Shakespeare workshop has visited their school, or their parents took them to see some amazing Hungarian troupe at the Melbourne International Arts Festival. And they've felt a calling, and they ask, how do I get into that? And I can quickly tell if they're merely starstruck in an adolescent kind of way, seeking fame and celebrity. I can also tell if they're battling doubtful parents or their own uncertainties and anxieties. That's part of the territory. The feeling that a career in the arts is a dubious, perhaps not very valid one. But the exponential growth that my generation has witnessed and participated in over the past 3+ decades belies that. The growth in arts companies, training institutions, possibilities in film, etc., all defy description. And accompanying that has been an equal measure of growth in arts bureaucrats, governmental fiscal monitors, number crunchers, economic efficiency experts. Titles that seem to be always out of touch with what we might call studio practice, that dangerous, thrilling, unpredictable arena of the rehearsal room, the exploratory space of the workshop floor. And of course I include all corollaries with the disciplines of dance, music, art and film. That conflict, as Helen pointed out, is also part of the territory. And so against all these wearying odds, I always advise you must train. Train, not study, you must train. And then they say, well, where did you train? And I tell them I trained at the Jacques Lecoq School in Paris, a school with a unique pedagogical vision that through movement, improvisation, mask work, great actor-based traditions like Commedia, expanded all of my mental and physical curiosities as a performer with such a rigorous aesthetic intensity that even 30 years later, it is still the creative touchstone in my artistic life, whether on a film, at the Malthouse, or on Broadway. The reason I trained in Paris in the 1970s as a wannabe performer and theatre maker is because no such school as the VCA existed in Australia at that time. So I say to them, try NIDA, try WAPA, try the VCA. They're all quite different. You'll need to shop around to see what suits you best. And I know after 38 years that artistic training requires guts, resilience, a personal development in technical assurance, an imagination that needs awakening without cliche, an invocation of a self-challenging personal map to keep guiding the student in the workforce arena with ever-shifting inspiration. Now, my connections with the VCA are as varied as any other movement in my career path. Over the past 20 years, I've directed here, done workshops, given talks, presented awards, watched the work of various years from first year to graduation, and have worked with or watched the work of numerous graduates. And after my own aesthetic heart, I can see that they've been trained to be in Ballybow, to work in or create Black Lung, yes, pick up a job at the MTC, heavens forbid, text the mysteries of the human voice, or to be in Jindabyne for film experience, and then go on to create Hayloft in Yarraville and find their inner city soulmate at Belvoir. And let's not forget Chunky Move, Robert Luketic, who's been mentioned before. From Tiziana Bubarini to Legally Blonde, my favourite. And Oscar-winning animator Adam Elliott. They are a diverse, eccentric, exhilarating type of polymath graduate.